For hundreds of years, the people of Tangier Island have relied on the water for their livelihood. Crabs, fish, and oysters have helped them survive and thrive. But earning a living on the water these days can be tough, whether it's a bad harvest, bad weather, or too many regulations. Well, now a new business is underway on Tangier that could help change that. Nestled among the watermen shacks on tiny Tangier Island sits this building, home of the Tangier Island Oyster Company. They do things differently here. First, the typical Tangier Island waterman is a hunter and gatherer of blue crabs and fish. Alan Parks and Tracy Moore still do that, but they're also now farmers. Oyster farmers, just a few hundred yards off the island. How they grow oysters is different too. Most farmed oysters in this region are grown on the bottom.
We can't really use that around Tangier because all our shallow water is eelgrass, and you can't put cages on eelgrass bottom, so we had to go out in deeper water.
And in that deeper water sit these cages that float a foot or so beneath the surface.
We're in deep water. We're exposed out here to all the wave action, and the rough weather actually helps shape our oyster. It's like a 24-hour-a-day tumbler, and I think that's why our oysters are saltier than what's supposed to be in this area.
The guys that are eating the oysters around here that really like oysters, some have said that these are the best oysters that they've ever eaten. So.
And I had to agree.
It was good and salty, just the way I like them.
The Tangier Island Oyster Company is the brainchild of Tim Hickey and a couple of other guys from the Washington, D.C. and Richmond area, including former Virginia Attorney General Ken Cuccinelli. So how's business?
Booming. You know, people can't eat them fast enough. We're selling out of everything we can pull out of the water. You know, it's a photo finish every week.
The oysters are shipped via Crisfield to restaurants in New York, Washington, D.C., Baltimore, and Richmond. The goal is 1 million oysters a year. They're at 400,000 this year. This is a co-op of sorts. Parks and Moore can't abandon their traditional workday for a waterman, but this farming operation will help.
So we keep having that steady paycheck regardless whether we're doing good crabbing or fishing. Just say we have a slack week or two, we're got this coming in also.
And the hope is this operation inspires the younger generation to stay on Tangier and follow in their father's rubber boots.
I'm kind of hoping maybe oyster farming maybe will kind of keep the younger generation on Tangier. Maybe they'll see that it's maybe a good way to make a living, keep them here, because with all the regulation crabbing, all the young people automatically leave Tangier.
I would love to see some of that younger generation start to, form an identity around the oyster. I mean, it's always been crabbing here, but I think maybe they can make the transition.
And that transition is underway. The company is bouncing back after a very difficult first season. They lost most of their oyster crop in February of 2015 when a big snow and ice storm arrived. It broke the cages loose from their anchors. Some of those cages were washed down the bay out into the Atlantic. It was a costly reminder that, like farming on land, you are often at the mercy of Mother Nature.